This is why you haven't quit your 9 to 5 yet, and why you'll stay stuck unless you follow this exact plan. You want to quit your job, you want freedom, but you also want to keep a roof over your head, so you stay. Meanwhile, every day you scroll social media past people sipping lattes in cafes on a Wednesday morning or posting from Bali with their laptop, and you think, that could be me, but I can't just get up and walk away from my regular paycheck, right? Well, here's the truth. You don't have to. You can start your own business while keeping your job, without gambling your savings, without taking out loans, or learning some complicated skill that's going to take you years to master. And the easiest way to do that is through freelancing. Now, before you roll your eyes at the word freelancing, just know freelancing is what took me from teaching business English to company managers, earning 3K a month, to somewhat now complete freedom, earning 20K a month. And if that sounds like the same journey that you want to go on, then the link in the description to my 14-day accelerator could be a good starting point, but more on that later. First, let me explain why this is the smartest way to start a business when you're already employed. Now, you probably already know, most business models are expensive. If you want to open a shop, you need rent money, stock, staff, a website, advertising, the works. Even starting an online e-commerce store can rack up big costs. Inventory, shipping, returns, customer service. With freelancing, you can skip all of that. You only need a skill, a laptop, and an internet connection. That's it. And if you're watching this video right now, you probably already have at least 2 of those. Now, service-based businesses have the shortest time to profit of any business type because there's nothing to manufacture, nothing to store, and nothing to ship. You are the product. And that skill could be something that you're already using in your current job. Maybe you write, maybe you design, maybe you're great at organizing and admin. If you don't already have a ready-to-sell skill, you can learn one literally within a week and start selling it to people who are already looking for help. Now, I've seen this happen countless times. Someone working in HR starts reviewing CVs for people on the weekends, charging $50 each. And within 3 months, they're pulling in an extra $1,500 with 0 ad spend and not even a website. Another person in a warehouse job picks up product photography for small Etsy sellers, learns the basics from YouTube in 1 to 2 weeks, and builds a $1,200 a month side income in just a few months. That is the beauty and reality of freelancing. You can fit it around your schedule without committing to huge fixed costs. Now, some people ask, why not just quit your job and go all in? Surely you'll grow faster. Well, yeah, you might, but quitting too soon is like jumping out of a plane without checking your parachute. The second your side business has to pay your rent, you start making bad decisions. You take low-paying clients just to cover your bills. You work ridiculous hours. You burn out. Plus, my biggest piece of advice with freelancing that everybody needs to understand is just like a normal business, it's a journey. And journeys don't always go to plan. Instead, sometimes we need to take a different route, and that's normal. But your job right now is actually your first investor. It's what's going to fund your experiments during this journey. And having that investor, it's the same thing that allows you to say no to bad clients because you're not relying on them to survive. So, how do you actually get started today, like right this moment? Well, the easiest path is to go where buyers already are. That's why I'm a solid believer of starting on freelance platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. Now, you probably will hear that they're saturated, but Fiverr alone has over 4.2 million active buyers every single year. And that's where I've made the majority of my freelance income over the past few years. So, the first thing you're going to do is pick which platform you're going to start on, whether it's Upwork or Fiverr. I don't recommend tackling both, not until you at least grow a team, which will come further down the line. But Chris, how do I know which platform to choose, you ask? Simple. Here's my view. If the service that you offer is gig-based, meaning it's a one-time project and can normally be completed quite fast, then Fiverr is the way to go. If your service is longer and may involve ongoing contact with the client, then Upwork is the one to go for. And if you're still confused, then just go ahead and drop the service that you want to offer in the comments, and I'll tell you which platform to go for. Now, once you decide, the next step is to understand that the key is not to sell the what, but to sell the result. Meaning you don't sell logos, you sell brand identities that get more customers. Clients don't want to buy a service, they want to buy an outcome. Remember that. And the way that you're going to show that you're offering an outcome is by the way that you market yourself. And this is something that I hit hard on in my 14-day Accelerator program, as it's honestly the biggest mistake all freelancers are making today. They see these freelance platforms with such a low barrier to entry to get started on. They then believe somebody out there will be willing to part with their cash because you took 5 minutes out of your day to throw up a half-assed gig, which you wouldn't even buy yourself. But now, let's assume that you put effort into your gig. It's live and it's ready to start taking orders. Well, it's time to share this new career move with your friends and family. Post it on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Tell people you know about it, because those are the people that already know and trust you, which means selling to them will be 10 times easier than selling to a complete stranger. Just keep it simple. Create a post saying something like, "Hey guys, I'm now offering logo design. If you or someone you know needs this, send me a message. I'm offering discounted rates for my first projects while I build up my portfolio." Now, even if you are brand new, you can still show proof that you can help. If you don't have a portfolio yet, make 1 or 2 small free projects for people you know in exchange for testimonials. For your early clients, don't think about the money so much. Instead, look at them as your future marketing. Do a great job and no doubt they'll come back and they'll send other people your way, hopefully. That means you spend less time chasing new work and more time doing the work that actually gets you paid. And this is something I've experienced the last week. I've had a quiet week on Fiverr, and if it wasn't for my returning clients, it would have been scary quiet, to be honest. Now, the last thing I need to share with you, and just to be clear on, I'm not going to pretend that this is all sunshine and free time. For a while, you'll be busy, but it's a short-term sprint for a long-term win. You can make it work by batching your time maybe. Maybe you take on client work 2 or 3 evenings a week and spend a weekend morning on admin and marketing. Just work out a schedule that really fits around you at the beginning, just until you're at a stage in which you're ready to go full-time. And going full-time with freelancing is not going to happen until your freelance journey is consistently covering at least 50 to 70% of your salary for 3 months straight. When you have repeat clients or a reliable way to get new ones, and when you've saved 3 months living expenses. Now, when you've got those things in place, you're no longer taking a risky leap. You're stepping into a solid new career, which is going to give you higher earnings and more freedom. And most importantly, the chance to build something for yourself, not someone else. Now, this is why freelancing is the easiest entry point into business. It's low risk, it's fast to start, and it's scalable. You can start by selling your own time, then you raise your rates. Eventually, you can subcontract the work to other freelancers and take a cut, or turn your service into a product, or even build an agency. Now, if you see this as a viable step that you want to take, but still just not 100% convinced, then why not join my 30-day mailing list in the description, where for the next 30 days, you'll receive an email from me every other day, giving you helpful tips, advice, and strategies all around freelancing and growing your own business. Otherwise, the geeks at YouTube are recommending that you should go watch this video next.